Alright, everyone, welcome to Satoshi Chats, episode 19. It is May 12th. Been a while. Uh, Current BTC price is about 50,000. My name is Jack.
And my name is Casey.
And, quite the episode. What has it been? A couple months?
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've had a little chat about Satoshis.
Right. Yeah. Especially about Satoshis. Um,
Right.
it's just, yeah, I mean, a lot of
So
stuff
much
has
to talk
happened.
about.
Yeah, it's honestly
Yeah,
overwhelming. Um,
right.
just
Let's start
start
with the
off,
first thing.
yeah,
Go ahead.
just an overwhelming amount of uh, just a step, one more step forward in terms of um, just making it a normal thing to be invested in Bitcoin. Just like one slightly more step since the last time we've chatted like this before. It's a small step, but it's a big step at the same time.
Right. And that is,
What?
did you did I cut out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is the old Elon Musk and what's been going on with him. We've had this whole roller coaster of him adopting, and now just
Taking it
tonight,
back or something?
it's not. So he's adopted, he's sold. So this has been how, just realizing now how long we've gone since our Satoshi chats. In the time since we've gone, he bought it, which was cool, 2.5 billion, and then he actually sold some, like only 275 million, made a nice little
Quote
profit
unquote
for himself.
test liquidity.
Yeah, to test liquidity. I'll give him that was a
It's a fair
decent enough
excuse.
excuse.
It's a fair
Yeah,
excuse.
yeah. I mean, 10%, I think he said, of his holdings, so whatever.
Whatever. I
Um,
mean, he made you know, it was because of Tesla's earning call, but we'll push that to the side. It was for liquidity, of course.
right, but the most kind of dumb thing is the most recent thing, which is the whole Elon Musk energy FUD, and this just happened tonight.
Right.
And he released like a statement basically saying that Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin because Bitcoin is being mined with like dirty coal, you know?
Well, because it's mined by China, and China's bad. So,
Right. But
but
yeah,
I
right.
just I could understand. I mean, I really don't understand, but like, why would he stop the acceptance of Bitcoin when the transactions have nothing to do with the mining, I
Well,
guess you
I
could say.
saw
Like, it's the transactions aren't using any energy. Well, they are, but like not
here's
as much.
I saw something interesting from Eric Wall, who is the guy who did the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like the adoption
classic.
rainbow chart. Yeah, of course. That guy said, "What if this is just like the easy cop out for Tesla, i.e., they don't have to accept Bitcoin for their transactions, so we're still a green company, but they're gonna hodl the 2.5 billion that they bought."
And
You know what I mean?
they probably just bought this dip.
Right. So it's like we're not accepting the Bitcoin for our Teslas anymore because, oh yeah, we're gonna protect the environment, and we want to be a green company, but at the same time, we're going to own $2.5 billion worth of the asset that's supposed to be the not green
Right,
asset.
I guess it's a good decision for the actual public company in terms
Yeah,
of the stock price. But I mean,
like it kind of like goes with their little like mission, like, oh, we're going to not be like fossil fuel users, but at the same
okay.
time, it's also, well, because Elon Musk has even like, I can't recall like the source, but uh there's been like jokes about Tesla's not really that like good for the earth. Like, you have to make the Teslas, they're brand new cars. That's not
Yeah.
good for the earth. The batteries aren't good for the earth.
They don't
The
make that much
electricity to
money.
charge them. Yeah, they don't make money. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with Tesla, and I think like yeah, this is just like we are not going to accept the Bitcoin transactions because we want to like not be responsible for it per se, but that doesn't mean we're going to sell our 2.5 billion. And I really think that he's not going to. Not going to put any money on that, but something tells me that he's not going to. Otherwise, he probably would have done it today as well.
So yeah, what else? What else could we talk about besides the Elon FUD? Because at the end of the day, it's just FUD. Like
Stupid
I
fucking shit.
yeah, like I I get texts from family members saying like, oh, like what about this? What about this? Oh, is this why it dipped? At the end of the day, who the fuck cares? Like, just buy the fucking Bitcoin and shut up. Like,
Yes,
just buy it and
seriously.
shut up. Like, it does not matter. Like, just be grateful that you're getting this dip and then buy it and then shut up. The news literally does not matter. Like, it could not matter. Like, it's ridiculous, honestly. Like, I do
I mean,
not pay attention to I mean, I do because I scroll on BTC Twitter, so it's kind of inevitable. But like, I don't have any emotions after seeing any news related to Bitcoin at all. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's kind of interesting, I guess, and then just continue to hold as if it was any other day.
seriously. And I think like that's the key to holding for the long term is like when your investment only relies on like the fundamental understanding you have of the thing you're invested in, then the only things that could change your investment, like whether you would sell or whatever, would be if the fundamentals of the investment change. But the fundamentals of Bitcoin don't change because Elon said, we're
Yeah,
not
it's
accepting
not.
it for
Yeah, it's like
Tesla.
okay
So
for sure. It's just like
it doesn't
one.
change anything about Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's like, oh, he's not accepting it. Okay, we're just back to normal. Like it's the same thing. It's been the same thing the entire time. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
Like,
It's like the only reason Elon is like such a big factor is just because like we portray him because he is, I guess you could say, the wealthiest man.
richest man in the world. Yeah.
But it's like who cares? Like it's not really that big of a deal. Like Bitcoin is more than just the richest man in the world. Like there's more important. It's not just about the big guys. It's just about Bitcoin. Like that's it.
It's about the plebs.
Yeah, it's only about the plebs. That's it.
But
Ah, yeah, it's quite interesting, honestly. I'm gonna I'll bring something up that's quite interesting. What would you I really get tired of hearing the same things from uh like people will own Bitcoin. There's a really big difference, like, because people will hold Bitcoin, right? But some of them still won't like have the same mindset as like I guess you could say Bitcoin maximalists or whatever. But like
mhm.
something that I hear all the time that really grinds my gears is is the let me try to phrase it properly. Like when I give them the advice of never selling, and then they say, "Well, what's good with it if I could never sell it to like buy things with it?" And like
Yeah.
the question alone is like so like it's like when you say that when you ask that question, you completely do not understand what Bitcoin is, because like you're thinking of converting it into US dollars, which is the opposite of the goal. So people are like, okay, well, what am I going to do once I want to sell it? And it's like, well, you're not going to want to sell it because then you'd be getting dollars back, and that would like completely defeat the purpose of actually acquiring Bitcoin.
Seriously. Like, I think the biggest problem is like if you don't, you know, shift the understanding that without Bitcoin, your time is not preserved, right? Like I guess that's another thing is like shifting your understanding of like money to time, right? Like to some people, money is still just like, oh, how do I acquire like my burgers,
Right.
and like yeah,
My
you have to
American
shift.
food.
How do I get the fast food in my
How
belly?
do I acquire my slush from the window of the place where I go
The
drive my
slush. Yeah, seriously. So like I think that's like the mindset for many is just like I need to acquire slush. How do I acquire more slush? Oh, I need more money. I will go to school, get a good job, and we'll get more slush. So like until you shift from that to like oh, my money is a battery, and my charge meter on my battery just indicates how much time I have stored up to go free about my life, then you'll be like, oh, like this
Why would
Bitcoin is
I?
like the
Yeah, it's
it's the
so
measuring stick of how much time you have to yourself.
right. It's insane how much more Bitcoin is than just like a unit of account, you know? Like
Yeah,
it's
that's the thing is everyone thinks of money as unit of account. How do I like transact?
right, but it's just so much more than that, and it's crazy.
So much more than that. And it's funny that like people like are like Bitcoin. Well, it's not going to go up more. It can't go up more, right? Like what? It can't go up more. And it's like, no, no. The whole point is that it goes up more. Like
Ooh,
if if it didn't go up more, it would just be like the rest of the monies that are being printed.
yeah. I know what we should at least bring up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really liking the whole like Sats to a dollar thing. I
That's a
always
dollar.
knew, obviously I always knew about Sats, the smallest unit of Bitcoin, right? But
Of course.
it's 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 quite beautiful when like I think coinmarketcap.com or whatever it's called um made like a new crypto called Satoshi, and it's just like the price of one sat. And I just think it's
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful because like you could literally just be like, "Oh, invest in this crypto. It could go to $1." And like it literally like it looks like to a no coiner slash shit coiner. It's like it looks like a Doge coin, right? Like, oh
Going
yeah,
to a
this
dollar.
it's
Yeah.
so cheap. It's so fucking cheap. But when
To the
really
moon.
it's yeah, really it's just sats. Like it's just Bitcoin. So I really like that whole idea, and I'm starting to think that at one point exchanges are gonna not be pricing things in Bitcoin. They're not gonna. I guess they'll show you the price of one Bitcoin, but like it's not really gonna be able to like grasp in your mind because like you're gonna be like, oh well, I'm not gonna buy a whole Bitcoin, so like why would you show me the price of one Bitcoin? Just show me the price of
Yeah,
like
I think
one sat, you know?
I think as Bitcoiners we kind of get even numb to like the fact that Bitcoin is over like $50,000 now.
Right.
So imagine like telling like a regular person, go buy this stock. Oh, how much is it? $50,000. It's like what?
Right. It's like
Most
okay.
people are like, what? Go fuck yourself. Like I'm not.
Right,
I don't
because
have
they they
$50,000.
could they see all the room that it could go down. That's like the first thing they think about. It's like, oh, 50,000,
Well,
that's a
and
lot of
and the
money.
fact they just don't even have that money. Yeah, like it's just so to turn like the whole thing around to Sats is key to getting people to actually like understand like, oh, I can buy this, I can store my money in it, because like if they understand, oh, Sat to a dollar, that's easy. Like
Right.
when we say Bitcoin to 100 million, people are like, what the fuck, like never, never. And it's like if you just understand Sat to a dollar, that's a lot more digestible. And it's totally, once you like under like exponentials make things happen quickly, right? So like if the dollar collapses, it'll collapse really quickly to the point where Bitcoin will be worth more than $100 million, right? And so like that's if it's a total collapse, right? And so like if we just have like the stats instead of Bitcoin, I think it's so much easier to understand that exponential drop when it's just going from 0.005 cents or whatever to a dollar. It's way easier to visualize for most people, and it's way easier to invest in. When I tell you, oh, you can get 700,000 sats for this much, whatever.
Wow. Speak of the devil, one family member just uh, texted me a Bloomberg.com link. Uh,
Bloomberg. Ah, shit.
Very
Bitcoin
reputable.
Magazine only here.
Yeah, I've never heard of Bloomberg in my life. Um,
Yeah. Well, reputable indeed, Bloomberg. And what did they send you?
right. So just Bitcoin news. Go to bitcoinmagazine.com/BTCKC. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he says it says cryptocurrency's value surges to 45 billion one day after its debut, and he texts me, "Do you know about this?" Question mark. Fucking garbage.
Yes. Do you know about this, Jack? That's the question, though. What?
Yes.
What? Don't say the name of the coin. You don't have to say the name of the coin.
It
But
actually doesn't
is
say
it a?
it. It
Isn't it?
actually.
Is it a? Does it say if it's a dog token? Have you heard of this bullshit?
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
like.
Just like the coins on like the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, just
Those are so
so much.
ridiculous. So much
Yeah, there's
garbage.
so much garbage being out there right now. And if anyone is like wondering, oh, it has 45 billion, there must be something to it. What is to it is that people are pumping and dumping, making fat money off of you, the scrubs who don't know.
Right.
Like
I wanted to bring something up. I totally forgot what it was, but
there has to be something.
yeah, the whole. Oh, I know what it was. I think it's like the American ideology of like for example, we're somewhat young of age. We know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
kids who we know a lot of kids who are like, "Oh, Dogecoin, I'm a retard."
Dogecoin.
Right, and I think it's like the classical American ideology to acquire more quote unquote coins for less money. You know what I'm saying?
Rather
Like
than acquire the bigger
like
coin for more
yeah, so
money.
like they see Bitcoin and they see Dogecoin. Clearly they know about both to a slight degree, but they're like, "Oh, well I could get more if I get Dogecoin." So I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
like what?
Dogecoin. It's like such an American thing to do. You're like, "Oh, I want
Like what
more."
is what's Walmart's business model? I want more for less money.
Right.
So give me more for less money.
Yes.
And like this is the shitcoin model is give me more for less money.
Right. But it's like
Like
it's
that's a very
uncompare
interesting observation.
right. I yeah, I just thought of it. But I just think it's hilarious because like you could almost like one Bitcoin and one Dogecoin are just not even comparable. Like the only comparison I see is one Satoshi, one Dogecoin, you know? So like it's
Yeah, in the
all
sense
about the
of like
scarcity.
unit.
Yeah, it's all about scarcity. Like it's ridiculous. It's like it's it's
Yeah.
it's right in their face, and the only people that will understand are the people that understand. So if you know,
One
you
thing that
know.
was interesting, I saw this tweet, right? And it was like I was talking with my friend and he said he spent like 10 grand on this like random spin-off Elon Gate coin, right? And
Oh, was it like the portfolio with like a bunch of the dog coins?
no,
Okay,
because there's like a
continue.
story. He's like, I was talking with my friend and he got a long gate, right? And the guy who said that was like, and then I jokingly said to the guy like, oh, what does that token do? Like, what's the use? Like, what's it do?
Right, as a
And
joke.
and and the guy who bought the long gate is like, oh, it has to do something. And the guy who's like who was saying the comment was like, and at that moment I realized that I was the stupid one. It's
Oh,
like
wait,
they're
what a
not
good point.
they're not buying it because it does anything or because it's valuable. They buy it because number go up, and it's like,
Right, isn't
uh,
that ridiculous?
it's yeah, that's the American thing is the American dream. That's what it shifted to. It's not get a job and work hard. It's just
Just
hope Dogecoin
what's
fucking
the
shoots
coin
up this
called?
time.
Elongate?
I think that was like I just kind of. I think that was the shitcoin specifically involved, but it could have been many others. It could have been a dog
But there's
token.
one like called Elon thing, whatever.
Yeah, there's one called Elon and then Gate, and it's Elon Gate. It's kind of funny. Funny shit, dude. There's, I mean, crypto community, they have some funny memes, not gonna lie, but they
Right,
just are really good at stealing all your money and preventing you from acquiring as much Bitcoin as possible.
right. Like, it's ridiculous. It's uncomprehendable. Like, do you think? So, like, you go to CoinMarketCap.com, right? And you see, obviously, I'll just like name the top 10 really quick. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Tether, Doge, Cardano, Dot, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Uniswap, Link, whatever. Like, do you think that those bottom nine will continue as the bottom nine, or do you think that there's going to be a complete shift and like there's just going to be more shitcoins that like when is the death of shitcoins going to happen? Like,
If
the,
it, I could get in trouble for my opinion because maximalism and all that, but
well, of
to
course,
be
but
honest,
like,
I think in reality, shitcoins are going to propagate for a long time. There's
it's
gonna,
it's ridiculous how that's
I mean, there's
like
always going to be someone waiting to
there's
try
always
and
going to
make
be penny stocks, I guess.
exactly like that's like it's like asking like is anyone ever going to make a different soda? Like, yeah. Will it be better than Coke or Dr. Pepper or any of those ones that we have now that are like classics and staples? Probably not.
Right.
Like how
That's
much
so
better could it possibly be? You know.
right.
so
Right.
so even if like someone makes like Ethereum like 4.0 or whatever, like the next Ethereum, whatever, I do see like so many people are invested in Ethereum, kind of like Bitcoin, that like it's not going to go under say 10 billion because it's worth like what 300 billion right now. So it could lose
Yeah, it's
90%,
worth
but I
450
don't think
billion.
yeah, it could lose 90%, but I don't think it'll ever lose 100. You know what I
Right,
mean?
because like
Like
there's always gonna be some fucking people like that buy Ethereum, because it's
yeah,
like
like
Ethereum.
there's a fucking open source, space station 2D game that I play that has like, a solid community of like 5,000 people, and this has been going since like 2002, and no one gives a fuck about it, you know? So there's at least going to be 5,000 people caring about Ethereum,
Oh yeah, I remember
you
about
know?
that space game you were telling me about.
Yeah. So, those that's like a good example of like a community that just keeps something going, like no matter what the fuck happens. So I feel like cryptos are kind of the same way. Like there's always like even like the fucking shittiest coins, like XRP still has like their weird fucking little XRP army or whatever. Like you know
Right.
what I mean? Like even after all this time, after everything, I mean, I think from what I remember, that shit pumped already. So it's like
It's
yeah,
all
these
about the bear
the
markets, dude. Like if we're in the bear market, you want Bitcoin, and like who's to say that there's even gonna be another bear market?
right super cycle kind of shit, right? Like um and you never know. Like I do see like there's going to be a pop in the sense that all Bitcoin's going to absorb all of the monetary energy of like the US dollar, and at that point the shit coins will collapse against Bitcoin. But then I do believe, down the line they'll get repriced in Bitcoin in the sense that they'll be worth, 100 satoshis each or something like that,
Right.
and they'll definitely be worth some level of satoshis each because people once we get money, once we get sound money, people can apply the value of it as they see fit, So who's to say that someone doesn't value Ethereum at 100 satoshis someday? I just think that once Bitcoin needs to rebalance itself in its actual terms to be like truly valuing other like cryptocurrencies in it right now. I think
Yeah.
right now every single cryptocurrency is overvalued in terms of Bitcoin.
Right. Like in terms of the actual Bitcoin.
Yeah, like once it's worth like 200 sats for like on Ethereum, then like yeah, it'll be worth that much, and I can see, you know, maybe you could deal with that. I don't know. Not like you would really need to. I mean, everything that like the use cases of these coins just gets built on Bitcoin anyway. So
It's yeah, Bitcoin is quite beautiful. It's insane.
seriously, dude.
What
Well,
would what would we do without it?
Yeah, I seriously think we would be stuck without it.
Alright. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, get your tickets to Bitcoin 2021, boys. It's gonna be fire.
Get your
We're gonna be
tickets.
there. I'm gonna be working my ass off. Jack's gonna be partying, and then
I'll be partying.
hopefully, yeah, Jack. I mean, shit, dude. From what I understand, I'll actually be working quite a bit. Um, but I mean, that doesn't mean the whole time. And even
Right.
if I'm
Conference
working, it's
ends
still gonna
at
be a
some
party,
point.
right?
The conference does end.
It'll be a busy week / weekend for me, but it's gonna be super lit. So
Yeah.
and
Super excited.
yeah, yeah,
What are
it's
your
gonna be lit.
top 5 people you're most excited to encounter or hear?
Here,
Let's
Alan
do
Farrington.
top 4.
I'm doing. I'm. Yeah, I'm doing. I'm excited for Michael Saylor and Alan Farrington. I believe Breedlove's doing a short talk as well. And then I think Saifedean is doing something as well. So
Right, I'm actually very excited for Saifedean because I believe before he wasn't coming to the conference, but I don't know what changed in his mind, but I guess he's coming now, so I'm very excited to.
FOMO, man, that
I'm
FOMO.
excited to see the god himself. Also, fucking little wild card Tony Hawk. I'm excited to see what he thinks of Bitcoin because I was not expecting. I was not aware that Tony Hawk
A
was a
Bitcoiner.
Bitcoiner. Yeah,
Yep.
the
Funny shit,
legend
man.
legend himself. So I'm excited to see. Dude, did you see that? Um, they're selling like Tony Hawk meet and greets for like 2 grand.
Damn, I did not see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that fucking wild? It's like it's
Two
like
grand.
$2,021 for like Bitcoin 2021, which is fucking
Wow.
crazy. And you
Wow.
could
Well, I
easily,
guess you gotta like skateboarding. So.
I know, you could it's either fucking, it's either meeting Tony Hawk or like 10 mil sats. You
I was
choose.
gonna say, like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fucking sad.
Like
You gotta be
imagine,
rich.
imagine meeting Tony Hawk and then 50 years later, that could have been like $20 million.
10 yeah, fucking hey, dude. Better like Tony Hawk, dude.
For real.
Ugh.
That's gonna wrap it up. If
Take care,
you
everyone.
if you comment the word pub mix, PUBMIX, we'll shoot you 10k sats.
10K house. That's getting expensive. More
Yeah,
expensive by
it's
the
getting
day.
expensive. Might have to change it to 5 or maybe 1 Satoshi.
One Satoshi each per comment.
The keyword pub mix. If you somehow
Mm.
listen to the end.
We'll see. We'll see who made it. All right.
All right,
Well,
later everyone.
thanks everyone for listening.
Later.